Hello, welcome back to Vlogmas. Sorry that I've missed out like a whole 4 days. I was doing so well. I was literally so proud of myself. I think I did like 5 or 6 days in a row and now I've literally missed out 4 days, which I'm so annoyed about. But basically I work in a bar and it's been the weekend, so I've just been working all weekend and yeah. It sucks. Not like bribing you or anything, but I think now is a good time to talk about the fact that I have a Patreon. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's basically like an online tip jar for like your favourite creators. So I have a Patreon account. I think it starts at $2 a month. Access to my Patreon feed, which is almost like another form of social media. Like it's just another place where I throw all my ramblings. I no longer have a blog, so often I just kind of like dump bits of my head on to Patreon, so you get access to that. I'm really selling it. Just like a nice little community where we can chat and stuff. I've got a Patreon only Instagram, which is basically like a private Instagram. It's basically just a way that you can tip if you have the money to do so. You can pledge and it means that I have more financial freedom, so I can then put more time and energy into creating videos. I've already surpassed 50% of my first goal, which is so cool. Like so cool. That's just the coolest thing. Thank you to everyone who's pledged so far. It actually means the world. Every time I get an email saying that someone new has pledged to my Patreon, I get so excited. So yeah, thank you, and if you pledge after this video then thank you. It's cool, thanks. I think I mentioned in my first Vlogmas video that I was kind of going to be using Vlogmas as a time where I can film the videos that I previously didn't think were like substantial enough for YouTube. So this is one of those topics. It's Slimming World. I do get asked about this quite regularly because I started Slimming World last November, so 13 months ago, and I did lose some weight following the Slimming World plan. By the way, in case it's not very obvious by the title, this video is going to be talking about dieting, weight loss, eating disorders. I think that's it. So if any of those things are triggering to you, I would very much advise you do not watch this video. I'm not really going to go into like my past, like my whole relationship with my body, but basically I've been overweight for my whole life, and I've been one of them people that just sort of like, throughout my teenage years, I'll like diet for like a week and then be like, this is rubbish. Or I'll like exercise. I mean, to be fair, I lost loads of weight when I was 17 and then I went to uni and put it all back on again. So I've had like quite a tumultuous relationship with like weight loss and stuff like that. And I've always just thought that diet groups were like really not cool. Like I just didn't really, they didn't appeal to me in the slightest. Weight Watchers still doesn't. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say a good word about Weight Watchers. But randomly, like a year ago, I noticed that like 4 or 5 people I followed on Instagram were doing Slimming World, and then I started seeing the stuff they were eating on Slimming World and they were still losing weight, and I was like, okay, this looks pretty cool, because I just really love food, and like a lot of the stuff that I was already eating they were eating but they were losing weight, and I was just like, okay, I'm interested to know more, because I think to me I just thought Slimming World was like one of them things where you just eat salads all the time and drink like meal replacement shakes and stuff, and I was just like, no, not for me. But people were eating like vegan kebabs and all that kind of stuff that I was eating basically. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a go. It's £5 a week to go to the group, so I just started going to the group for £5 a week. You basically go in, you get weighed. They don't like read your weight out for the whole group to hear, but they do read out how much you've lost. So they go around like, Yasmin, you have lost £2 this week, and everyone goes, oh, well done. Or they go, Yasmin, you've maintained, or like, Yasmin, what's happened this week? You put on £4. And then you have to go, I had a really hard week, and you have to like give reasons to why you've put on a bit of weight, when really you're just like, I went on a night out and I'm allowed to, so fuck off. That's why I ended up leaving. And I was like, I don't want to explain myself, I'm putting on weight because I'm eating food that I want to eat. So I just left. During my like 2 months there, I did lose like over a stone. I was losing like pretty consistently like 2 or 3 pounds a week. My issue with Slimming World is not that it doesn't work, because it bloody works. I don't think I know anyone that it's not worked for. And by work, I mean if you're trying to lose weight and that's all you care about is losing weight, then you will lose weight on Slimming World. Like, you just will. Even though they don't really advertise it as a calorie deficit diet, that is what it is, obviously, because that is how you lose weight. Do I go through like how Slimming World works? Okay, it's kind of confusing. If you really want to learn more about it, you can probably Google it. But basically the way Slimming World works is you have your free foods. So that means the foods that you can eat as much as you want of those foods. And that's like all fruit and veg, beans, so things like chickpeas, kidney beans, what else? Things like tofu, potatoes, pasta, rice, and then like chicken and fish, you know, like meats that don't have fat on them. So that's your free food. You can have as much as you want of that. And then you've got your speed free food, so that's basically like most vegetables and some fruits, and they're the ones that you're meant to have half your, no, a third of your plate, I think, is meant to be full of those. So it's basically just a way to be like, can you eat some fucking vegetables please? And then you can have your free food, and then this is where it gets a bit confusing. You have a healthy extra A and a healthy extra B. So the healthy extra A is basically your source of calcium, so you can have like 200 milliliters of milk, or I don't know, 30 grams I think of cheese. They have it all written out, or you can have like X amount of yogurt. It's like that portion, it's like a measured amount of calcium that you're allowed per day. And then healthy extra B is the same but with bread, not bread, wheat I think. So you can have like Weetabix, or like, a lot of cereals are within the healthy extra B, or bread, or a tortilla wrap, but only the Weight Watchers tortilla wraps, pita, just stuff like that. So you can have like one of those per day, one type of like cheese or milk per day, and then you can have as much free food and speed food as you want. And then you have 5 to 15 sins that you can use per day, and that's basically like every other food is sinned. So crisps are like 8 sins, a chocolate bar is probably about 11 or 12 sins. So it's like snacks and stuff, but also a lot of the things that you would just use in your food is sinned. Peanut butter is like 6 sins I think for like a tablespoon. Most things that you'd probably just eat quite casually, margarine, butter, whatever you put on your toast, that's like 4 or 5 sins. That's like your sort of treat allowance. I would often save my sins up, which you're not really meant to do because it encourages like binge eating and stuff. But so like a pizza from Pizza Express is like 70 sins, which is like 5 days worth. So I'd kind of try to not use any during the week, and then I'd go to Pizza Express and have that. So it's kind of like a little bit sad, but to be honest, as long as you make the rest of your food exciting, you don't really notice, and as long as you're having big portions and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was all right. Like it wasn't that bad, but it was quite difficult for me, like I said, because I would eat out quite a lot. So I think if I was using my 10 to 15 sins per day, it would probably be like the easiest plan in the world, because I was trying to not use them so that I could use them for like a meal or a takeaway or something like that. It meant that I was like struggling most days, and then I'd like have my nice meal out and it'd be really cool, and I'd be like, oh my god, how am I losing weight doing this? This is so cool. That was my experience with it. And like I said, I was losing weight every week, wasn't doing any exercise or anything, but I was losing a lot of weight. Christmas kind of happened, so I just stopped doing it. I did try and start again a few months ago, and that was when I really started realizing the flaws in the like Slimming World plan, and I was just like, yeah, this really isn't for me, and that's when I stopped. I'm gonna explain my problems with Slimming World, and then how I've sort of adapted the good parts of Slimming World. It's not really the good parts of Slimming World, just how I've like realized you can eat healthily. Do you like my top? Oh, can you see? Oh my god, I'm gonna stand up. It's Groot. It's Groot, there he is, and it says Groot but in like metal writing, just so you don't think I'm wearing one of those horrific metal band t-shirts. It's not, it's a Marvel t-shirt. Obviously my issues with Slimming World are glaringly obvious. It is that horrible like diet group that I thought it was originally, and then I'd like gotten tricked into thinking it was not. But it's horrific, because it depends, right, okay, it depends on what you're like, really. But generally the fact that they call anything that's like not a vegetable or rice a sin, I have my issues. It's just promoting the idea that there are good foods and bad foods. That is what it is doing, and it's like making you feel guilty when you eat anything within that sin group. And I know like Slimming World stans will be like, yeah, but you're allowed to eat chocolate. Like they're not saying you can't eat it, they're saying only have a certain amount of it, which yeah, everything in moderation. But it's like that guilt of being like, okay, so you might have used some sins on like a bit of a stir fry sauce, or on stuff that I'm going to get into in a second, healthy things like nuts on your porridge or something. And then you might just want like a naked bar that's made from like dates and nuts and natural stuff, and you'll be like, well, I can't have that because I'll go over my sins. And then that's when you start thinking like, oh, naked bar, it's 7 sins, maybe it's bad for you, maybe I shouldn't be having this. And it's like, it's not though. And I think that's what really frustrated me, was I'm quite strong-minded. No, I always use the wrong words in videos, and I feel like people are going to be like, that's not what you mean. Strong-minded isn't what I mean. I mean, like, I know that like naked bars aren't bad for you. I know they're not, because they're made of good stuff. Obviously if you eat loads a day, because it's fat that's in them, but it's good fat, so it's like, I know that they're not bad for you, but a lot of people don't, and a lot of people will start thinking, oh, I shouldn't be eating stuff like that because it's not good for me, and just things. Oh, it's just a bad way to like think about food. Just like not a healthy relationship to have with food. Where it really got me is bananas, free food. Mashed bananas, 4 sins. Is it 4 sins or 5? So that's ridiculous, because when you eat a banana, what happens? It goes all mashed. When does it become 4 sins? And why are you sinning bananas? Like, and also just blended fruit in general. So if you have a smoothie, it's something ridiculous, like 15 sins. Even if you've got like loads of spinach in there, like if it's a healthy green smoothie, but you've put some like mango and some frozen banana in there to like make it taste good, you've got to sin that. Technically on Slimming World, having 2 slices of toast is like a better breakfast than having a green smoothie. When like, what are you, because what you need to think about is it's not just about the calories and the fat, it's about what the goodness, like what it's giving to your body. Bread ain't doing shit for your body. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not shaming bread here, I love bread. Have both, have toast and the green smoothie. But like, if you think about it, bread's not doing anything good for your body. It's just chilling. It's not doing anything bad. It's just bread. Whereas a green smoothie, it's got kale and it's got spinach in, it's got celery and whatever else you've put in it, almond milk. Then you've just got a bit of fruit in there, and suddenly like people on Slimming World are looking at it like it's worse for you than toast, and it's just not. And that stressed me out. Another one that really stressed me out is an avocado is 14 sins. So like, no one on Slimming World eats avocados because that's your whole daily sins. Why would you? And I know avocados, again, maybe don't have like 5 a day, but they're not bad for you. Avocados are not bad for you. And so many people on Slimming World will not eat avocados. I'll stay away from them. They're like the devil of Slimming World. And it's so stressful because people, like, I've seen it so much I've seen it so much on Facebook, on vegan Slimming World groups. Someone will be like, hi, I'm new to Slimming World, here's my breakfast. And it'll be like tofu scramble, tomatoes, mushrooms, maybe like half an avocado. And they will get annihilated in the comments from people being like, you know avocados are really bad for you, right? You know that's like half your daily sins. You know, why have you got an avocado? It'd be so much better if you had toast there instead. And it's like, just fucking let her live. She's having a bit of avocado. Avocados are good for you. Eat the avocado. And then those same people will then go and eat a chocolate bar, because a chocolate bar's 11 sins and an avocado's 14. And they'll eat a chocolate bar and be like, I'm under my daily sins. I'm like loving life, eating my chocolate bar. Eat the chocolate bar by all means. I'm not trying to say don't eat the chocolate bar, don't eat the toast. I'm trying to say, what world are we living in where in your head you're going, a chocolate bar is better for me than avocado? It's not. It's just got less calories in. Does it? That's mad actually, isn't it, that avocados have that many calories in? But like, that's just how it works. It's a calorie deficit thing. You're gonna lose weight according to the plan. You'll lose more weight eating the chocolate bar than you would eating the avocado, but it doesn't mean it's better for your body. Like, everything else there is in that chocolate bar is not going to be as good for your body as the avocado is. And I think that was just what was really annoying me, because I follow like vegan fitness accounts on Instagram, and they would have like their big bowl of oatmeal. Oh yeah, the measured amount of oatmeal was like 30 grams. It was literally a smaller portion than I give Remy. So I would make my oatmeal in the morning and just be like, this is the saddest thing I've ever seen. But yeah, so I would see these like vegan fitness accounts posting like their oatmeal, you know, like a regular adult portion, and they'd have like a bit of almond butter in there and some frozen berries and some chia seeds. I mean, maybe a bit of like protein powder in the oatmeal mix. That's like a good well-rounded breakfast, but on Slimming World that would be like probably over your daily sins because of like the extra oats and the peanut butter and the seeds and the nuts and stuff. It would be over your daily sins just on that one bowl of breakfast, which is full of like amazing foods that are good for you. I think that's just where I struggled with it, is because I knew deep down what I should have been eating and what is good for me and what would make my body feel good and make me feel good. But everyone wants like an easy way to lose weight, don't they? Like, of course we all do. Not all of us, I mean everyone who wants to lose weight wants an easy way to lose weight. So being able to eat like kebab and chips and big bowls of pasta and all of this stuff that you can eat on Slimming World seems like a dream, but realistically you're not really doing your body any favours. To be honest, some people need like a strict plan. I'm clearly one of those people, because when I follow a plan, when I'm like counting calories or I'm counting sins and I'm doing that stuff, that is when I lose weight. I'm gonna be honest, it is. But I think now that I'm like 23, I know myself, I know my body, I know what makes me happy, I realise that it's not just about losing weight for me, because there have been times where I've been losing weight and then my shoulders and my knees and my hips, my joints are hurting because I'm like, I'm eating less calories but I'm not getting all the fat I need, or I'm not getting all the vitamins I need. Like, all you need, especially on a vegan diet, all you need is to just eat balanced. Like, eat as many vegetables per meal as you can, like tofu and beans and lentils and all that kind of protein in there as much as you can. So if you're having a spaghetti bolognese, maybe instead of using fake mince, use lentils or mushrooms. It's literally so easy when you think about it. Maybe I'll start doing meal plans and stuff, but like, you don't need to follow something like Slimming World and give them your money as well. Like, it's £20 a month to be told that you've lost a pound this week. Why do we do that? My camera's gonna die. My camera's like, shut up, Yasmin. Oh yeah, it's quite difficult for vegans in general on Slimming World because like, people just eat so much meat. That's the other thing, because chicken is free and like meat, like bacon, if you trim off the fat, is free. Basically, I think all meat is free as long as you get rid of the fat. Everyone was just eating meat for every single meal. That was stressing me out. I was like, I don't even want to think about what your cholesterol is doing. Every single meal, like, they would have sausages with their breakfast, they would have chicken in their pasta salad at lunch, then they'd have like, I don't know, carbonara for dinner. Honestly, when I went to that Slimming World group and when I was part of that online Facebook one, every single meal people were eating meat. And then because of the healthy extra A things, you get 2 healthy extra A's, which is like your dose of calcium. So people would use like the milk in their tea or their cereal or whatever, but then they've got a second one which they were using as cheese. So they were just putting cheese on fucking everything as well, you know, when it just doesn't even belong. Like, they'd be like, here's my beans on toast with a load of cheese. Like, everything had cheese on, and I was just looking at this meaty, cheesy food every day. Like, you're losing weight, but like, honestly, what is happening to your heart? Because I don't even want to know. That's basically my experience with Slimming World. If you might have watched this video and been like, wow, Slimming World sounds like it's for me. Sorry about my block nose, I know it's really annoying. So many people like Slimming World, so I'm not gonna try and be like, don't do it, because I did it twice. I did it once, was like, this is awful, and then almost a year later did it again. So I'm not going to tell you not to do it, but just as long as you go into it sort of quite open-minded and knowing that, like, know what you already know. So know that avocado isn't bad for you, and bananas mashed up are not bad for you, and nuts aren't bad for you. And I think maybe just try and amend it a bit, because to be honest, you get 105 sins a week. I regularly used at least 150, and I lost weight every single week. The only weeks I didn't lose weight was when I used like 300 or 400 sins, because I just went mad. You can follow like the general Slimming World plan, but if you pour out your 30 grams of oats and are like, that looks pathetic, just put a bit extra in. Okay, for real, how often do I end my videos on my bloody phone because my camera's died? I need to just start charging it, to be honest. Yeah, basically, if you want to do Slimming World, that's like obviously completely up to you, but I would just say amend the plans so it suits you, and I'm sure it will still work. Like, I'm pretty positive it will still work, especially if you're vegan. I think Slimming World is just not designed for vegans at all. Like, they try and be quite inclusive of it, but they're just not. So definitely, if you're vegan, amend it to suit you and just see how it goes, because I think naturally as vegans we do tend to eat less calories than our omnivore counterparts. This video isn't necessarily to like deter anyone or be like anti-Slimming World or anything like that. It just felt the need to make it, really, because like I said, I do get asked, because people know that I was losing weight on Slimming World, I do get asked if I'm still doing it or like why I stopped and stuff like that, and it is too much to just reply in a message. Tracking what you eat in such a obsessive way can just be really damaging. I just think it can, even if you don't have a history of disordered eating, I think it can then bring that on. A lot of people, for example, have a perfectly healthy relationship with food and then they start using like calorie counting apps like MyFitnessPal, and that's when they develop their eating disorder. So just please be careful if you do decide to partake in any kind of like slimming or diet groups. I personally don't think I will ever do one again because I'm very numbers oriented. So like for me, when I used to use MyFitnessPal, it was just dangerous. I made it into a little game of like how low I could go, like how low I could finish the calories, how low I could finish the day. Subscribe if you want to watch more vlogmas. I have planned my videos till the end of the year now, so there should be one a day, and if there isn't, I'm going to be annoyed because I've planned one a day. See you tomorrow.